صالح سلام. hello مصطفى. hello everyone. I like this game. So, seem better. سلام سلام عليكم. أكرم أكرمكم. نسيم يزدك. مرحبا مرحبا عليكم بكم. Just keep checking while with us. If you miss any moment. For the likes. Hopefully you guys are actually enjoying these talks. Especially those of you that ask a lot of questions about types writing. Hopefully this is going to be in terms of business acumen. Hello, Aziz Khan. Been very beneficial in terms of business acumen. I like him. Hopefully you'll join us in a second now. Teach you guys a few things about being an artist and running that business. Show up. If you guys have any questions while waiting for him, the questions, make sure you type them on the comments, and have a pen and paper here so I can write down questions. I won't be asking now. Inshallah. He doesn't always agree. A little nervous.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah it'll work.
How are you, brother?
Alaikum salam. I can hear you, but I can't see you just yet. Inshallah, we'll be able to see you in a second.
Yeah, sure.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I can hear you, but I cannot see you. Hopefully that's going to change in a second.
Maybe there's
It's
some
spinning like
network,
it wants to open up, but it.
issue.
Hello? What happened last time? Sorry, people. I'm not sure what's going on with technology here. 1 second. Let's try to sort this thing out. I'm trying to switch to another honest, in case this phone is at fault. Second here. Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay, so
Get back to
is everything all right now?
what I want to do here.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. How are you doing in
Alhamdulillah, how are
Dubai?
you doing? Alhamdulillah. Sorry about that.
Okay,
My phone went blank and then I
okay,
couldn't
okay.
see you. I could hear your voice. I could hear what's going
No
on
issues.
around you, but alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah.
everything's fine.
Yes.
Everything's fine now. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
No, before we start, I would like to say welcome to everybody. This is Art and Fen Live Art Critiques, episode 13. I'm your host, Laith. I do these episodes every week, every Saturday 11 a.m. GMT. If you've not watched the previous episodes, you can watch them on Instagram as well as YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. I do these episodes with people that I think are making grounds in the art business, in the art scene, especially in terms of Islamic arts, and I think people should know more about them. In particular, this brother here, I love the way he runs his art business. Okay, and you understand more what I'm talking about once we start talking
Walaikum
with him
assalam.
now. Brother, assalamu alaikum. Um, introduce to introduce us to
Yeah, my
yourself
name is
briefly.
Abdul
What's your
Kayyum
name? Where are you
and I
from?
run
And
the
what do you
page
do?
on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as AKS Calligraphy. And by profession, I am an architect, and I do calligraphy as my passion. And side by side, I make calligraphy tools and I sell them all over the world from India. I'm basically from India, Rajasthan, and I make the high quality handmade columns like the Sally columns, Javanese columns, and more products and tools like this, like inks and papers to help the community of the Islamic art. So this is my work category.
Ma-
Yeah, yeah,
Mashallah,
yeah,
mashallah. So you're an
yeah,
architect
yeah,
of
yeah.
letters
Some
then.
sort of like that.
Mashallah. You put letters together. Yeah, mashallah. Mashallah. So you mentioned your business. Alhamdulillah. You've taken the cat out of the bag now. Tell us more about My Column
Yeah,
Shop. Why did you start? Why
yeah,
did you start this? Why not
yeah.
like everybody else do the
Yeah,
calligraphy
I'm
and focus on that?
focusing on
What
my
made you
learning
start the
itself.
shop?
Since 2017, I am doing calligraphy as my passion. And since 2019, I am learning from calligraphy masters from approximately all over around the world. Means at the first, I learned from a teacher from Pakistan. Then laterly, I learned some lessons from a teacher from Iran. Right now, I am learning from a teacher from Bahrain. So I am doing calligraphy as what we call that professional calligraphy. So I want to be a professional calligrapher. So for professional calligraphy, we need to work with the professional tools,
Yes.
means the high quality tools. So first of all, I have made that tools at my home for myself.
Yes.
And when I made that tools, I posted on social media, and many people asked
Mm.
me that from where did you got this tool, and we want also to like to purchase these tools and something like that. So I got motivated by the people itself, from my followers itself.
Okay.
So after that, I started making the tools, and alhamdulillah, it became a business now. And since 2000, at the end of 2019, I
MashaAllah.
started this business, and approximately 1 year has been passed. And right now, in India and out of India, means in international level, my Kalam shop is getting very popular day by day, alhamdulillah. And we are providing the high
MashaAllah.
quality columns and handmade papers to make the traditional calligraphy artworks and calligraphy inks and more tools like that. So it became a business now. And alhamdulillah, we are operating from India.
MashaAllah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yes, yes. No issues,
Hello.
no
Salam.
issues.
Sorry, a little pause there. So
Yeah.
I want to ask you, brother, um, do you now, before you said that you used to make the tools by yourself so you
Hmm.
can do your
Hmm.
art. Now, are you the one that's making all the papers and the inks and the
No,
things now,
actually,
or do you have
still
a,
now
a
I
group of
am
people that
making
help
these
you?
tools by my own hands. Means yeah, yeah, I do at my part time these
MashaAllah.
tools making like this, like this. This is the Sally column made by myself.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Everybody see the pen there.
These
Okay.
type of high quality pens we are making. It is the actually
MashaAllah.
a replica of the Turkish Sali Kalam, and Alhamdulillah, this Kalam is now very popular in all over India and all over the world. And we are mostly making and selling these Kalams. And for to help the newcomers,
MashaAllah.
means the beginners of calligraphy artists. So we make these tools in affordable price in India.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that,
Okay.
yeah,
MashaAllah.
yeah,
MashaAllah.
these
That's
type of tools
that's
we also make.
actually
Means
pretty good.
these are the very highest quality columns. Means these pens are made by the camel bone nibs. Means the tips are made of camel bone, and this is a very high quality column, and it may last long for approximately 10 to 20 years. Yeah, yeah, and
Wow.
these type of
Okay. Nice.
these.
So what's the difference between the traditional one and
Yeah,
the camel one?
yeah.
The
As
one
you
that's
can
made from
see
camel
that
and the traditional one. What's the difference?
this is the column made of wooden nib. Okay, and this is the column made of
Yes.
camel bone nib. So approximately, this column may last long for 5 to 6 years
Okay.
minimum, and if preserved, it can be last longer. And
Okay.
this column, you may give it to your son, and your son may
Okay.
give it to your grandson. This column has this much of validity. Okay, and there are
Okay.
some more tools like
Okay.
may I show you like this.
Okay.
This is a bamboo
Show us.
column.
Show us.
Okay, means people what people do that
Okay.
they cut the bamboo sticks and cut it with knife and make a nib like this and make it a writing tool. But this is not long life.
Okay.
Means it may go for only 1 to 2 months, and after that it will not give the finishing of writing quality.
Oh.
Yeah, and for
Mm.
professional
Okay. So
writing, you need like this type of professional papers.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, these are the traditional handmade papers, and these have
Okay.
a lot of coatings on it. And then after that, you have to write it with the column, and it have a longer life than the regular papers. So most of the calligraphy artists all around the world, which are professionals, and mostly what they do the traditional work. And for traditional calligraphy, this paper is required. So we are, alhamdulillah, making these papers also. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
MashaAllah. From hemp. Okay. MashaAllah.
Mhm.
So another thing I like about you, brother, besides obviously you're training into calligraphy, you're not just watching
Yeah.
videos and doing, but you're actually actively learning. This is
Yeah.
very nice. You're also making your own tools.
Yeah.
This is even more. This is even nicer. But also, you also run.
Yeah.
I saw that you started doing
Yeah,
calligraphy talk.
yeah. I have also started
Started
this
doing every
this
week
type of
calligraphy
thing.
talk.
I was actually inspired by you. What you are doing is perfect.
Yes.
It is going very nicely.
Okay.
So
Alhamdulillah.
I
Alhamdulillah.
started making it in Urdu and Hindi. So the people who cannot speak or understand English, they can
Okay.
learn many
Yes.
things from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah, mashallah.
Yeah.
Well, so you're an architect, you make
Yeah.
your own tools, you do calligraphy, you're learning calligraphy, you have
Alhamdulillah.
calligraphy talk. When do you have
And
time for
family
all of these
and all
things?
these
When
type
do you
of
have
stuff
time, mashallah?
we
You
have
have,
to manage.
ay,
Yeah.
mashallah. That's
Alhamdulillah.
mashallah. That you find all that time,
Alhamdulillah. Allah
mashallah.
give
You
me
have
barakah
barakah in your
in
time
my
then,
time, and
inshallah.
I do all the things all together.
Mashallah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mashallah, mashallah. So
Yeah.
somebody was
Yeah.
asking
I
that
speak
you actually speak
Urdu
Urdu.
and English
Then you
both
speak
of
Urdu, brother.
languages. because most of the times I give interviews in Gulf countries and Iran and all,
Okay.
so they don't understand Urdu, so I have to talk in English. Because before that, I have represented India in
Okay.
international calligraphy
Okay.
level 2 times in the quarantine time, a quarantine
Okay.
period of COVID-19.
Okay.
So that
Mashallah.
time I was doing interviews and I was doing live sessions
Okay.
and all. So we have to speak English in that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
mashallah, mashallah, mashallah. Good, good, good. Um, uh, this is very informative. I think you're very big
Mhm.
inspiration here because I think a lot of people, they tend to say, well, I don't have time,
Mhm.
I don't have
Yeah.
the tools, I don't have the
Mhm.
teachers around me. They make excuses, but you can see from the brother here that you're
Yeah.
you're learning from people
Yes.
that are in different countries. First of all, you have teachers
Yeah.
everywhere. Okay, you don't have tools, you make your own tools. All right, and then people ask you to
Yeah.
ask you for about those tools. You make those tools available for people. You run your own show. You're an architect. All these things, I think it is a big inspiration, and that's why that's what I liked about you
Alhamdulillah.
once I started looking in
Alhamdulillah.
your profile and looking about you and seeing what we're going to be talking about today. So definitely, brother, I've definitely enjoyed speaking to you.
Mhm.
Um, brother, tell me, you said you
Mhm.
were doing an
Yes.
international representing India
Actually,
internationally. What was
first
that
of all,
about?
in
About what?
January 2020, I have made calligraphy video set,
Yes.
complete a setup, which was going to publish in Udemy. And one student organization in India, in New Delhi, Project Kitabat name,
Okay.
they wanted me to make a course type of thing, and they wanted to promote this calligraphy art.
Yes.
So they invited me to make a course for them, and I have made the
Okay.
course, and it is now available on Udemy. Secondly, international calligraphy competition was arranged by Salami official
Okay.
website, which was a very new website in that time, and they wanted me to judge the
Okay.
calligraphy competition. They wanted me to host that competition, and they wanted me to sponsor it. So I have done all three jobs at one time for them. And after that,
Mm.
recently I have done
Mashallah.
judging and sponsoring with presenting India at the international calligraphy level from calithon.com. This is also an Indian website which is just completed their calligraphy competition, and more projects they are going to make after this
Mm.
2020. And in 2021, I am already invited to many international groups and all type of things like that. So inshallah, I'm going to do work from there.
Okay. Mashallah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mashallah, mashallah,
Yeah,
and mashallah,
inshallah,
inshallah,
inshallah.
you continue to progress. I think the idea, the fact that you actually
Yeah.
have a teacher, I think
Mhm.
makes a big
Mhm.
difference, right? Because a lot of people they
Mhm. Yeah,
underestimate
yeah,
this issue of
yeah,
having a teacher for
yeah.
something.
Actually, I
When
have
we're
been
little, we go to
made
school.
a complete 1 hour talk in my last
Go ahead, go
live
ahead.
session in Instagram, and I have given that information in Urdu. So it is my
Yes,
privilege to talk with you about that.
yes,
Uh, Mainly that nowadays what we see that people do some
yeah,
type of letter works and some basics, and they start teaching or they start making artworks, but calligraphy art is not like that. It's like doing an engineering or doing
yeah,
a degree of fine arts. So you have to learn from
yes,
start to end. Not you can just do
yes,
1 or 2 steps and then you get satisfied and
yeah,
then making commission artworks or making some classes or do teaching. It's not like that. You have to start from the beginning and you have to end where it ends. Okay, then you have to do your
progress to the end.
whatever you want to do, means like teaching or making commission artworks or something like that. So it is like a misbelief in people that most of the people see that they see some videos of calligraphers doing this, making some artworks and teaching online and making some PDFs and learn from them. Actually, we can have an idea to learn that thing, or you can practice from that. But when you're writing, you need a professional calligrapher or a master for you to take care of your progress. Means your every writing must be checked. What you are doing, it is correct or not. So for that, you need a complete teacher for you. And if somebody have a hand on you.
Has the eyes.
So it take a long time. Means in Arabic calligraphy, I have selected the style of Arabic calligraphy, which is sulus. You know about sulus. This is called. It is called the Malikul Khatut. Means the king of Arabic fonts. And the sulus is considered the most toughest calligraphy style in all over the world. Means when Pablo Picasso firstly saw this artwork of sulus, he stated that if I had seen this artwork, I haven't started to paint. Means he wanted to be a calligrapher. Means he got motivated by seeing the artwork of sulus. Okay, because it have the curves, the definitions of geometry, and more things which are not explored yet in this world. So this is called the king of the fonts. So in this sulus calligraphy, I see that most of the people wanted to learn sulus, but sulus calligraphy is a very deep learning. It needs years of understanding, years of practicing, and then you have to be good calligrapher, and then you can make artwork, you can represent yourself, or you can do some teaching and all. So it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of passion, and it takes a lot of patience. After 5 years, I also say that I am myself a beginner in professional calligraphy, because it takes a lot of time. It's a long journey. It's a lifelong journey. It's not like
it's a long journey.
You do just half an hour of regular practice, and after 1 year you get a perfection, and you are doing some teaching or something like that. Means it takes a lot of time. It takes years of understanding, because when you're writing for individual letters, you need a different geometrical proportion. When you write a letter and joining and another letter, you need a different geometrical proportion. When you're writing a word, you need a different. When you're writing a sentence, you need a different. So it has a vast background in it. So you have to take care of all these rules and geometrical proportion. But unfortunately, in modern time, in this time, most of the young calligraphers, they don't go with the traditional works. Means they are doing the calligraphy of sulus, but they are not going through the rules. So for them, it will be an informative thing that you just need to go through a beginner level learning from the start. Like what we do in nursery classes. Means we are writing A for apple. Means we are writing A on a dotted line, and after that, every year we got promoted, and after some 5 to 6 years, we can write our full name. So it takes a lot of years in understanding these things. So it is also like this type of thing, and it is considered as most of the toughest calligraphy style. So we need to give a lot of time than regular writing.
Yes.
So this is the motive I want to promote.
Yes, I think. Yes, that's a very, very important thing. I think, and art in general, I mean, it requires any art that has structure requires patience. You have to be patient. You can't expect to be perfect in 2 months, in 3 months. It takes time. It takes years. So it takes years. And this is not to discourage. I don't think the brother wants to discourage people from doing it. I think what he wants to make you understand is that yes, you've tried and you started, and that's good. but make sure you follow the path
yes,
that people have
yes,
followed before you, right? They don't reinvent the
yes.
wheel. If you
If
reinvent the
you
wheel, you're going to
yeah,
take
if
you're
you
going
are
to take
doing
a
an
longer
abstract
or more
work,
difficult road.
you can make your own
Yes.
rules. It's okay about that. If you're doing an abstract calligraphy, if you're doing a modern calligraphy,
Yes.
you can make your
Yes.
own rules.
Yes.
But if you go to traditional work, like it's like building, making a building structure, you
Yes.
need to pick up and place every brick in a row in a
Yes.
proper pattern. That and with that you can make a proper building.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good, good. And hopefully, I think I see a lot of thumbs up here, so I think a lot of
Thanks a
people
lot.
agree with you and they like the advice that you're giving here. I want to encourage the people to please to check the brother's page. I've tagged him in the video, and I'll tag him afterwards as
Yes.
well. I want you to check his shop as well, My Column Shop. He has a lot of tools there. For those of you that are interested in becoming, professional calligraphers, and you don't have the tools, or you need something to help you with your progression. Also, I would like to thank you,
Thanks a
brother,
lot.
definitely for blessing us with your knowledge.
Alhamdulillah,
You're
all
definitely a
is blessing
superhero.
of Allah.
You're definitely a
We are just
superhero.
a
All the
slave.
things you do, I can't do.
Yeah, we are a slave of Allah, and
Yes, yes,
Allah
yes,
Almighty
yes.
gave us blessing to
Yes,
do.
mashallah, mashallah. And I think Allah has
Yes.
picked you to do. Yes, and I think he's giving you definitely
Alhamdulillah.
a lot of barakah in your
Yeah.
time to actually get some things done
Yeah.
here. And inshallah, when we
Sure.
speak later, maybe in a year's time or 2 years' time,
Inshallah.
you'll be
Inshallah.
doing it
Inshallah.
on a bigger scale, inshallah.
Hmm.
Inshallah. Brother, before we leave, tell us something interesting
Hmm.
about you that will
Actually, when
surprise
I
many people.
started doing the calligraphy, I used to take a pen, like an ink pen,
Yes.
and then I have to cut. And I had written for approximately
Yes.
1.5 to 2 years. Means for 2 years I was writing with one single pen, and I was doing with the using the fountain pen ink. Means for 2 years I had nothing. I had no background. I had nothing, but I was doing in
Fountain.
only with one pen, one diary, and one ink, fountain pen ink bottle. So in that 2 years, what I learned is to be a patient. Means you have to keep our passion in our heart, and it is everywhere it is possible to learn whatever you want to learn. Means in this place in India's Rajasthan, there is no background of Arabic or Urdu speaking, Urdu writing, Arabic writing. But Alhamdulillah, in this place I am learning, and I am learning from the biggest master of the world, and I am doing and making calligraphy and making calligraphy tools. And if I can make it, you also can make it. Just you have to be passionate about whatever you do.
Yes, mashallah. I like that you end on a
Thanks
very
a lot.
positive note. Motivation for all of us, including myself. Thank you,
Alhamdulillah.
brother, for the talk. I really appreciate it. Barakallahu feek.
Inshallah, inshallah.
And inshallah,
Anyway,
we will talk
anytime
some
you
other time
can
later on,
call
inshallah.
me and you can invite me in your channel.
Inshallah, khair. Inshallah, khair. Thank you,
Alhamdulillah.
brother.
Assalamu
Thank you,
alaikum.
brother. Alaikum, people. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next week, inshallah.